So today I intend to talk to you about some of the major issues which concern India's economy and then the budget which we have. Just now the proposal has come and what are the major issues in that, whether it will do us good, whether it will be resolving the issues which our economy is facing and things like that. Fine. Let me start. So these are some of the major issues which are concerning the country at the moment. We are having low GDP growth. We have low private consumption. There is low private investment. We are having a high fiscal deficit, or rather, the debt burden is high on the country. We have high unemployment rate, and we are facing high inflation. These are some of the major issues. Let us see now how things have been moving. Fine. Okay. So we will be discussing our things today in the manner as I have given here. First is because the biggest thing, the propaganda is about the income tax relief. So I'll talk about it deliberately. Then I will talk about what is being done for education, what is being done for healthcare, what is being done for MGNREGA, then the GST, then the excise being collected by the central and state governments on oil and gas. So I said income up to rupees 12 lakh per annum has been made income tax free. And the finance minister stated in the parliament that because of this, the government would be foregoing a revenue of rupees 1 lakh crore. 30% tax rate has been proposed to be started at rupees 24 lakh in the uh, proposal this time under the new scheme of income tax regime. The aim has been to reduce the tax burden with incomes between rupees to 24 lakh and above by rupees 10,000 to rupees 1.10,000, 1 lakh 10,000 per annum. All these things would be applicable only for those opting for the new tax regime. So let us get some clarity on this thing. What authority I have given is for you, for the benefit of you people to go and check it out. I've used this as a reference. Now, India's nominal GDP has been estimated to attain a level of rupees 324.11 lakh crore this year against the previous year of 295.36 lakh crore. This is showing a nominal growth of 9.7%. With this, the per capita income comes to rupees 1 lakh 84,000 or 15,333 rupees per month. Now, the top 1%, we have data only of 2023. 1% earners, they control 22.6% of national income. The bottom 50%, in 22, it was found that they controlled only 15% of the nation's income. The wealth concentration of 77% was in the hands of the top 10%. Fine. So this makes it quite clear that the relief is applying to the persons in the top 10% bracket. So middle class should be somewhere in the middle. This term of middle class or upper middle class is going towards absolutely the very top 10%. Doesn't apply to others. So this terminology itself is wrong in my view. It's not the middle class. Fine. Now, India has about 3 crore income tax SSEs, and those who are opting for the old regime. And what has been assessed by the experts is that not more than 50 lakh Indians are likely to benefit from this relief which has been announced. The extent of their benefit will also depend upon the concession deduction that they would be foregoing, because in the new tax regime, they will not get only ATC and all that various things, standard deductions and things like that. Fine. Now, benefits and government revenue loss. So, personal income taxes are estimated to yield a revenue of rupees 14.3 lakh crores in 25-26. This will be 21.15% higher than 24-25 budget estimate. Such high growth cannot happen when government is making such sacrifices. The claimed tax relief of rupees 1 lakh crore is wrong. It may not be more than rupees 25,000 crore. Impact on consumption of this, because the aim was touted as it will improve consumption. So, as I have read from these articles which I have quoted, my personal view also is that hardly it will have any impact on private final consumption, which the expenditure in the current, I mean the year ending, was 200.3 lakh crores. So this is not going to impact much on that. The very important thing to realize is that the marginal propensity to consume of poor is far higher than the rich. So when the top 10% are getting this benefit, they may not be using that much of it for consumption. It's debatable. They may buy some luxury stuff and all that. Their disposable incomes will rise. But whether they will increase their savings and all that, we do not know. But had the thing gone to the poorer persons, they would have definitely increased their consumption. Fine. So here I will take a break and I will take any questions that you may have on this issue of income tax relief and the impact which the government is saying it will have, and the counter view that I am having to it. Yeah, anybody, any queries? No one has got a question? समझ में आ गया सबके? हाँ, Abhishek? I am saying that what the finance minister said, that the government will be foregoing 1 lakh crore of revenue, and I am saying it is incorrect. The impact would be just about 25,000 crores. So am I right or was she right?
So you are right because finance minister, what she's saying is day by day increasing lot of taxes on so many things, even food taxes, hotel taxes, and other taxes which are raising on the commodities as per now.
Those are different things. We will come to that. I'm talking just this income tax thing. So you find that there is merit in what I'm stating. Fine? Okay.
Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
No questions?
No, sir, no.
Okay, fine. So we'll move ahead. Factors having major impact on consumption. Real earnings of regular wages salaried workers between 2017 and 18 and 22-23 had reduced for men from rupees 12,665 per month to rupees 11,858 per month. And women from 1,000 workers. In case of self-employed workers, it had declined from rupees 9,454 per month to rupees 8,591 per month for men, and from rupees 4,348 per month to rupees 2,950 per month for women. So you see, what's the state of the income levels of people in our country? Fine. Regular wage or salaried earning workers constitute approximately 20% of India's 65 crore workers, amounting to approximately 13 crore workers. They are not affected by this IT relief at all. They're untouched. 50 lakh are getting affected. 13 crores have got nothing to do with this. I've given this authority for your benefit to check out Indian Express thing. I shared it through Yogita also with you. You can make a note. Fine. So this is what it is. They are the ones who would have increased consumption. Fine. So got it? So this is where it is. Now we'll move to the next part. I've given this authority, which I've taken. This is about education. The ratio of fiscal deficit to GDP level prescribed by Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act takes form of expenditure compression. डेट ज्यादा है तो हम एक्सपेंडिचर को कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश करते हैं क्योंकि हमारा ये एक्ट है बना हुआ. Only 2.4% increase in real budget for Department of School Education and Literacy and stagnant real budget allocation for higher education in 25-26 as compared to 24-25. Revised estimate showed lesser utilization of the meager amount which was allocated in the previous financial year. The trend is likely to continue. Some of the good proposals as far as the education, the budget thing, which the finance minister presented were 10,000 seats additional will be added in medical colleges, hospitals, while 75,000 seats to be added in next 5 years. Center will create additional infrastructure in 5 IITs started after 24. Ahead of the Bihar election, the finance minister also announced that IIT Patna's hostel and other infrastructure capacities will be given a boost. Total number of students in 23 IITs has increased by 100% from 65,000 to 1.35 lakh in the past 10 years. In next 5 years, 10,000 fellowship for technology research in IIT and IISc to be provided. Moreover, 50,000 Atal tinkering labs will be set up in next 5 years to cultivate scientific temper in young minds. Broadband connectivity will be provided to all government secondary schools and primary healthcare sectors. Why education is important for the economy? India's biggest asset is human capital. We have approximately 63% of our population in the working age. By better education, we increase the earning potential of every individual. We improve productivity. And educated persons have greater capacity for innovation and entrepreneurship. Fine. Any queries anybody has on this education part? India should be proposes to spend 6% of the GDP, but we do something like 3 or 4% only, and this is what the status is. Any questions on this?
Sir, I have a question. There
Yeah.
are so many, yes, there are so many government schools, but still education is lacking in government schools, sir. Even low skilled workers are sending their child in a government school, but they're not getting that much of education. So what's the problem in that? I mean, government schools are running, but not getting so much of benefits.
Starts from the budget and the handling by the state governments as also the central government. Thing is, ये जो है in the government schools, since the budget is restricted, the salaries are okay. They're not bad, but generally the tendency is that vacancies are unfulfilled, and the quality of teachers and quality of education is not up to the mark. Culturally, also, things are not okay. I only heard of now that Kejriwal Pojab is out, that some amount of improvement was made in the government schools by Sisodia and Kejriwal in the Delhi schools. I mean, some of you who may have been there. Anybody from Delhi?
Yes, sir.
So Saswati, some improvement was there in these schools, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And because Delhi government spent considerable portion of the Delhi budget on the schools, it's on the concurrent list. So that is what it is. So motivation, desire, commitment is low by the state governments as also the central government. Budget is, of course, less. And you know how many unfulfilled vacancies are there. I've been covering such things with you people earlier.
Sir, more than 1.2 million in government schools.
Ah, that is what it is. You got the answer, Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
Anybody has anything to add to what I just said? I hope all of you realize that how all these things will contribute to economy. So by the steps which the government is taking, it is harming the progress, growth of economic growth of India. Are you getting this point? Okay, fine. Let us now come to healthcare. Some things have been done in this field, so let's take a look. Allocation for healthcare has increased by around 0.8% from rupees 86,582.48 crore in 24-25 to 95,000 something. Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya received 28.8% increase, rising from rupees 7,299 crore last year to 9,406 crore this year. 1.1 lakh undergraduate and postgraduate medical education seats would be added in 10 years, with 10,000 additional seats being added over the next year in medical colleges and hospitals. Aspirational target is to add 75,000 seats in next 5 years. Increase in number of medical seats is meaningless. This is a comment. Without infrastructure and teachers to teach these 10,000 extra students, raising doubts on the quality of education. Questions are also being raised on lack of infrastructure and incentives to prevent medical graduates from migrating abroad for better job prospects. Diagnostics companies have mostly seen budget as positive for them, but point out that GST rationalization and increasing tax exemption for preventive health checkups would result in a win-win proposition. It will encourage regular testing, leading to early diagnosis and better treatment outcome for patients. For diagnostics players, this would mean stronger revenues. Another win-win proposal is for basic custom duty exemption on 36 life-saving drugs, 5% custom duty reduction on 6 others, and addition of 13 new patient assistance programs. That will reduce burden on patients' pockets. It will also help more patients take full treatment regimen rather than drop off due to financial reasons. as full exemption and concessional duty will also apply to bulk drugs required for making these drugs. This will incentivize pharma companies to focus on these therapies as increased access translates to larger revenues in long run. Budget pushes for Heal India initiative, encouraging medical tourism, which could incentivize private healthcare providers to increase capacity and create more employment opportunities in healthcare. Medical devices and technology manufacturers feel left out of this budget as there were little to no support for them in the form of increased customs duty on imported devices or rationalizing GST rates. Diagnostics and imaging equipment makers and users would have benefited from lower and simpler GST tax rates. Why healthcare is important for economy? Improved health promotes economic growth, increased productivity, reduce absence due to sickness. Healthcare sector creates employment. Healthcare spending adds to the consumption and thus the GDP. Any queries on this part? Yeah, Saswati,
No, sir.
clear as up.
Yes, sir.
Abhishek,
Clear, sir.
clear है. चले आगे.
Yes, sir.
MG Narega. Allocation rupees 86,000 crores. Adjusting to inflation, funds are approximately rupees 4,000 crore less compared to previous year. This results in massive delays in wage payments and increases financial distress for millions of rural workers. Lack of funds also results in suppression of work demand, denying people their right to work under this law and impact assets creation in rural areas through this. Government data demonstrates MGNREGA needs more funds than are allotted each year. The ideal requirement is an allocation of 1.2% of GDP. Current contribution is 0.24%. Low allocation of funds is part of a deliberate attempt by the union government to suppress MGNREGA work demand. Larger budget for MGNREGA could have significantly boosted rural demand. The Act promises 100 days of guaranteed work, but limited fund allocation can only offer households 45 to 55 days of work. That is half their capacity. It is a systematic sabotage of critical lifeline for millions. Reference what I have used, I have given here. Yeah, anybody, any comments on this? मनरेगा ठीक कर रही है सरकार, नहीं कर रही?
No, sir. नहीं कर रही है.
नहीं कर रही है. And you realize that if the government had done the things which the proposal that I have read out to you, it would have helped the people as also the economy.
Yes, sir. It would increase the capital asset.
Assets तो increase होगा rural areas में, नहीं लोगों को employment मिलेगा. And I said the marginal propensity to consume of the poorest is the highest because they are in debt. So whatever they earn, they will consume. And when they consume, it adds to the GDP, circular flow of money.
Yes, sir. And if you give them 100 rupees, then they are most likely to spend 90. So multiplier effect will be more.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. The multiplier effect. That's what I said. The MPC of the rich 10% इनमें 50 lakh को आप tax में benefit दे रहे हो. They are not like to spend a major percentage of that.
And sir, pending wages are more than 7,000 crores in MGNREGA.
Say again.
Sir, 7,000 crore pending wages.
Yes. यस, हाँ, जो कि उनका रीपे करना है। So if GST would have been reduced, what all would have happened? Increased consumer spending. Lower prices due to reduced GST rates incentivize consumers to purchase more goods and services. Very simple. Thereby increasing aggregate demand and stimulating economic growth. Improved business competitiveness. Lower input costs for businesses by reduced GST on raw materials can lead to lower selling prices, making them more competitive and potentially increasing sales. Formalization of economy. By reducing tax burdens, businesses operating in informal sector might be encouraged to formalize, leading to increased tax collection and economic activity. Boost to specific sectors. Targeted GST reductions can revitalize struggling sectors like automobiles, leading to increased production and employment within those industries. Ease of doing business. A simplified GST system with lower rates can reduce administrative burdens on businesses, allowing them to focus more on production and expansion. I think some of you would be remembering the example of in Tamil Nadu when one chain of the thing had said कि वो वन पे क्रीम लगा के देते हैं तो उसकी कॉस्ट ज्यादा होती है, और क्रीम अलग से देते हैं और वन अलग से देते हैं तो उसकी कॉस्ट कम होती है। तो कस्टमर से कि अलग अलग दे दो, हम खुद लगा लेंगे। Fine. And then that chap was harassed by the BJP government. Fine. तो ये किस्म की चीजें हैं। I hope you understood these points. Yeah, Harshita.
Sir, I have a question.
Please go ahead. Question is very important. Go ahead, ask.
Sir, टैक्स बर्डन्स रिड्यूस करने से इकोनॉमी का फॉर्मलाइजेशन कैसे होगा?
तो इनफॉर्मल इकोनॉमी वाले हैं वो जीएसटी नंबर ले ही नहीं रहे ना, वो दे आर नॉट अबाइडिंग बाय द फॉर्मेलिटीज ऑफ द जीएसटी नॉर्म्स। So once they find that it makes sense कि वो जो रॉ मटेरियल लेते हैं उन पे जीएसटी इनपुट का they can get the recover that, because the aim is that only on the final consumption there should be tax ना, जो जो वैल्यू एडिशन होता है उस पर टैक्स होना चाहिए खाली।
Okay, sir, I understand.
So they would be encouraged to come to the formal economy. फॉर्मल इकोनॉमी वही हो गया ना जिससे जीएसटी नंबर लिया, इनपुट जो रॉ मटेरियल ले रहा है उस पे उसका कम हो गया जीएसटी तो वो लेगा, और उसका इनपुट वो रिकवर कर लेगा सरकार से, क्योंकि फाइनली जो वो चार्ज करेगा that will be the he'll be paying the tax on the value which he is adding.
Okay, sir.
चलो अच्छा मैं सिंपल एग्जांपल से समझाता हूं। जैसे लेटस से शाश्वती आपने एक बेकरी खोल ली, ठीक?
Yes, sir.
तो आप जो है आप आटा मैदा लोगे, चीनी लोगे, घी लोगे, है ना, ये आपके रॉ मटेरियल्स हैं। आप गैस लोगे, गैस तो खैर एक्साइज एक्साइज मैगी वो अलग है। तो आप इन चीजों को रॉ मटेरियल जो आपने लिया उसमें कुछ होगा टैक्स। तो आपके रॉ मटेरियल को अगर आप इनफॉर्मल वाले हो तो यू शो नथिंग, यू जस्ट कैरी ऑन, फाइन। सो इफ यू गेट आपको जीएसटी इन पे जो इनपुट्स हैं आपके रॉ मटेरियल, ये आटा मैदा घी चीनी उनके नमक का, तो यू कैन टेक द आप गवर्नमेंट से ये रिकवर कर लोगे जो आपने जीएसटी दिया होगा, ठीक? एंड व्हेन यू सेल यू विल बी जीएसटी उसमें आप दोगे, which you will be consuming, which you will be taking from the consumer, उसको लगा के दोगे ना ब्रेड जो बेचोगे।
Yes, sir.
तो इसमें फॉर्मलाइजेशन में आपको फायदा हो जाएगा, क्योंकि आपको इनपुट क्रेडिट मिलेगा विच विल हेल्प यू, उससे आपका कॉस्ट कम होगा। इनफॉर्मल में रहने में क्या है कि उसने जिस रेट पे दे दिया आप उसी पे दोगे, क्योंकि इनपुट आप कुछ मिल नहीं सकता आपको क्रेडिट, क्योंकि आप फॉर्मल इकोनॉमी में हो नहीं। आई बात समझ में नहीं आई? नहीं आई?
सर बिल्कुल अच्छे से नहीं आई।
नहीं आई? राहुल समझा भाई? डोंट चेंज द एग्जाम्पल, कीप द एग्जाम्पल सेम राहुल है।
हाँ यस सर, बेसिकली क्या है ना मैम, अगर हम जीएसटी के अंडर आते हैं, लाइक यू हैव रजिस्टर्ड अंडर जीएसटी और बेकरी, तो आपने जो भी रॉ मटेरियल खरीदा उस पे यू विल पे टैक्सेस टू द सप्लायर, टू योर सप्लायर, and you will bake a bread, you will bake a cake, then you will also give a GST bill to your customers, then you can also charge GST from them. Then ma'am, in GST what happens that you can take the credit from the government, like if you have charged GST 100 rupees from your customer and you have paid 80 rupees 80 rupees GST to your supplier, तो मैम वो 20 रुपीज का ही आपको जीएसटी गवर्नमेंट को देना पड़ेगा। तो इससे क्या है, आपका फायदा होता है, फॉर्मलाइजेशन से क्या है, बिजनेसेस को थोड़ा फायदा हो जाता है। अगर जीएसटी का प्रोसेस सिंपल हो, रेट्स डाउन हो, तो दे विल बी एनकरेज टू बिकम मोर फॉर्मलाइज्ड।
और अगर इनफॉर्मल इकोनॉमी हो तब कैसे ये काम करेगा?
तब
वो
मैम
ना
आप,
तो इनपुट क्रेडिट ले पाएगा और ना वहां पे जीएसटी चार्ज करेगा। वो ऐसे कैसे बेचेगा? जब अपने पड़ोसी जो हलवाई से जाके आप कचौरी उचौरी लेते हो तो वो थोड़ी कोई जीएसटी उस्टी लगाता है।
यस सर, नहीं लगाते।
और
तो
ना
आप
जो वो
फिर,
लेता है वहां से गवर्नमेंट से क्लेम कर पाता।
यस सर।
अब राहुल बताओ कुछ और, इफ यू वांट टू एक्सप्लेन फर्दर।
हाँ
सर आ गया समझ।
अब आ क्या समझ में? हलवाई से समझ गए? अच्छा
यस।
तो ठीक
वो तो
यस।
सिर्फ कच्चा बिल मैम, वो कच्चा बिल बना के देते हैं ना, टेम्परेरी बिल आपको फाड़ के दे देते हैं। अगर आप अंडर जीएसटी हो गए तो यू विल गेट ऑल्सो लाइक वो परमानेंट बिल भी मिलेगा जीएसटी का, तो वो सही रहता है थोड़ा।
ओके, थैंक यू।
when the rates are high, Saswati, then people are discouraged to enter this, क्योंकि इसको हैंडल करने के लिए आपको चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट से कराना पड़ेगा, हर मंथली ये वो सेटलिंग। तो वो दैट इटसेल्फ इंक्रीजेस योर कॉस्ट, प्लस इट्स अ पेन फॉर सम ऑफ द पीपल टू हैंडल सच थिंग्स।
यस सर।
दैट इज द थिंग। इसलिए वो आपका हलवाई जो है पड़ोस वाला जिससे आप कचौरी लेते हो, वो नहीं करता है सब कुछ। अंडरस्टूड?
यस सर।
Now let us come to another part. Benefits of reduction in excise on oil and gas. Increased investment. When taxes are lowered, oil and gas companies have more capital available to reinvest in exploration, development, infrastructure projects, which can lead to increased production capacity and economic activity. Enhance competitiveness. Lower taxes can make a country's oil and gas industry more competitive in global market, attracting foreign investment and boosting export. Lower consumer prices. If increased production due to lower taxes translates to lower oil and gas prices for consumers, it can lead to increased spending power, stimulating other sectors of economy. Oil and gas have a cascading impact on transportation, goods, and services. Job creation. Increased investment and production in oil and gas sector often leads to more jobs in related industries like drilling, refining, and transportation. Yeah, anybody any queries on this? Because I've given in a very compact form. So your understanding has to be good to comprehend whatever I'm stating. सास्वती, कैस्केडिंग इम्पैक्ट समझा सकते हो आप क्या होगा ये ऑयल एंड गैस प्राइसेस का?
प्लीज गिव मी 2 minutes.
हाँ, till then Tamil Bharti, you think, you tell, what is this thing about cascading impact?
I do not know, sir, and I have doubt on this. How this low taxes can make countries' oil and gas industries more competitive in global market. I do not understand that.
You not understood that. Okay, fine. So first, let us take one by one. When taxes are lowered, oil and gas companies will have more capital available to reinvest in exploration and development. This point is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This one is clear. So with this, they can increase their production capacity and economic activity. This one is clear. Now, when taxes are lower, then their ability to sell abroad will be better because it is more competitive. See why India was keen to buy Russian oil till US has now put this problem for us. Why we were keen to buy that Tamil? Because it was cheaper. Simple.
Yes, sir.
And so was the thing about the oil from Iran. That was also cheaper. Plus, the payment time, credit limit was good. It was making sense for us. Working capital was not getting stuck. Plus, for our refineries, it was easy to refine and then get to use. So the refining cost was also comparatively lower. So when all these taxes are reduced in global market, your oil and gas, it becomes more competitive.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Oh, we are importing 85% of the crude we are importing. Till it becomes competitive. I'll give you an example from the cricket industry because I'm sitting here in Meerut, which is I think, the top district producing cricketing equipment in the country. So the wood comes from England. It is English willow, but it is processed here and then converted into bats and then sold abroad also. I mean, I know people in Canada also buying bats manufactured in India. So this is how things work. So when taxes are reduced, your competitiveness improves, no? Getting the point, Tamil?
Yes, sir. Got the point, sir.
Now the thing comes about this competitiveness you got, cascading impact. See, thing is, oil and gas affects everything. Will come to Saswati's halwai. The halwai would be using gas to make his halwa and kachori. Isn't it, Saswati?
Yes, sir. So
He
can
is
I
buying
explain this?
commercial cylinders, the blue ones, right? Big size cylinders, not the domestic ones. So when the cost of gas comes down for him, then either he can sell the kachori and halwa at a slightly lower price or his profit margin can increase. Both possibilities are there, no?
Yes, sir.
And generally in business competitiveness, he will pass on some amount of benefit to the customer. Chances are there or not? Benefit to the customer means, Aswati, that when the price of gas gets lowered, he will start selling the kachori at a slightly lower price. And when he does that, then what will happen? Will his sales volume increase or decrease?
Sir, increase.
So that is what it is. So you see now the same thing. If this kachori, he was a big manufacturer. I mean, his products were very good, and it was being sent to other states after packing and things like that, then the transportation cost will also come down,
Yes, sir.
because major amount of transportation is taking place on what? Diesel
Yes, sir.
trucks. So be it food industry, be it any industry, goods and services are needing transportation. Fine. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So when this excise gets reduced, even your Ola, Uber cost may come down.
Okay, sir.
It will increase the economic activity then.
Yes, sir.
And when people save in this, they can use the disposable income elsewhere. Understood now, Saswati?
Yes, sir.
Anybody, any queries in this? Okay, let us. Now we come to our recommendations. Please connect it with the initial slide that I had shown. Overall, what has happened in the country, we have increased the wealth and income disparity to a state which is worse than the British Raj. So the simple thing is we have to start a mechanism to tax the super rich. Of course, this is something which Modi government will not do, because their agenda is not to tax the super rich. It is the government of the rich, right? By the rich and for the rich. Then the next recommendation is increase corporate tax. Then simplify and reduce GST. Reduce excise on oil and gas. Now, once you get all this money, then increase the expenditure on infrastructure, particularly railways. The state of railways is bad in India. There are things I did not touch upon, but it is there. Increase spending on education, healthcare, and MGNREGA. These are already covered. And also, you must, all of you would be knowing, ever rising election expenditure. Buying of MPs and MLAs is the root of corruption in the country. This needs to be controlled by an independent election commission and not somebody like a stooge Rajiv Kumar that we have today. These are my major recommendations, which of course all of you are wise enough to know practically nothing of these things would be done. But this is what needs to be done. This 12 lakh income tax relief and all that is not going to make much of a difference. It will, the economy, state of the economy and the country will continue as usual. It is sad, but it is true. That's what it is. Okay, then, all of you, thanks a lot for attending the session, raising your queries, as also contributing. Thanks, Rahul, for your expertise in the field of economics and your good knowledge about the information about the state of the economy of the country. So you're always helpful in such discussions. So thanks all of you. Thanks, Yogita. Take care then. God bless. Bye bye.